Hello, my name is Annie Napier. I own and I'm the designer of Eternity Now Web Design. Today, I'm going to show you how you can get the most use out of your Squarespace website. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly make a link in bio page, which is basically going to replace any third parties you're using like Linktree and Milkshake. So what you're going to do is you're going to go here into Pages of your Squarespace. And then we're going to go past the main navigation and go to the not linked pages. So I'm going to give you an example of mine. I'm going to switch to mobile view and I'm going to give you an example of my links page. So here we have my links page, and what I've done is I've done a collage of a photo with my brand logo and then a catchy tagline that I kind of use throughout my website. And then I also have the main links that I want people to click on when they would click in the link in bio page. So after that, I have a break, and then I have the next thing that I personally would want them to see. So if they're ready for a website, instead of having to browse through all of these and they're just ready to inquire, then I have that next step for them immediately right here. And then below that, I also have, if they're like, I kind of like this. I like how it looks. I'm not ready to click into one of these links yet. Oh, she has a way for me to inquire now. I don't know if I'm ready. Then they can also quickly also see my portfolio. So the great thing about having your own links page means that you can control exactly what's on there without paying for extra features with a third party. So really that just makes it so that what you're already paying for your own website hosting right now, you just need to utilize it. So how to create this page, and then also some kind of just tips, tricks, things that you can do to put on your links page to make it the most. Okay, here we have my links page. As you can see, I have sort of a collage of my brand logo, a photo of me, which also kind of falls into that branding aspect, and then also my main tagline that I have kind of throughout most of my content. But that's what I want them to see immediately, so they're like, oh, this is for me, especially for my ideal client. Next, I have the buttons to the links. Again, it looks on brand. It's with my branding color, this light blue, and I have all the most important links that I think that they would need when they would click on my link in page bio, just like you would for a Linktree or Milkshake. But next, I have, if they're ready to inquire, I have it kind of set apart so it kind of draws their eye away from these links. I make it so that if they're ready, they can inquire right now, go to my inquiry form, and it kind of speaks to somebody who's ready for that right now. But if somebody's like, I don't know, I'm not ready for that, not really sure that these are the links that I need, I kind of want to know more about her and her work, then they can immediately see my portfolio. So this page is set up how I need it the most, how I think it will benefit me, benefit my business, and benefit my ideal client first and foremost. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It really is so easy, and you really could make this in, if you're super quick on Squarespace, probably in like 10 minutes. And then any more time would be, oh, I want to strategize a little bit more. Or if you're just getting started, I guarantee you probably wouldn't have to take more than half an hour. So this can save you time, save you money if you're paying for extra features on a third party, and also make it so that you're in control of how it looks, and you're in control of what you want an ideal client or a first-time client or even a customer, if you sell products, what you want them to see immediately from that link. So what you're going to do is, once you're down here in your pages menu, we're going to go not main navigation because we don't want it to be on our home system. We're going to go ahead and go to not linked, and we're going to go add page, and we're just going to select a blank page. And then I'm going to call that page links page 2 for now. And then we're going to let that create. Cool. Okay, so now we have this empty page. As you can see on my links page, there is not the header and footer, and I will show you how to inject a code that can remove that so that you can easily have that very specific links page, and it feels like you're using a third party, but feels professional on brand. Now that you're in the editor, you're going to go add section, and I'm just going to add a blank section. And depending on how many sections you'll need, you can go ahead and add all the sections you think you want. But for now, I'm just going to start with the section that is going to have a picture, a logo, and the tagline. And then underneath that is going to go my links. This makes it so you can edit in sections, and then you can add and remove any promotional sections you need, like the Inquire Now section that I had, or the portfolio section they had. Like, you can play with those and change them depending on what your business needs per season. But to get started, I'm going to go ahead and go edit my section. I'm going to change the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and go lightest one, so I have that neutral background, but you can easily do any kind of colors that are in your branding. So we're going to go that, and then I'm going to go back to my desktop view. And this is the only way you can add your blocks, is from the desktop view. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add an image. And thankfully, because this desktop view is not going to be primarily seen, this is especially for mobile links page, then we're going to just go ahead and briefly edit things here, but we're going to primarily lay out things in the mobile editor. So I'll show you how to do that in just a moment here. Okay, so I'm going to go select from my library, and I'm going to go to my images. I'm going to go ahead and just select this one, and then we'll let that load into there. Okay, now that this is loaded in, I'm going to edit it so that it adds a little bit more, looks a little bit less plain. I like to have corner rounding on my photos here and there. That's kind of what I have on my other links page, so we're just going to go like that. Looks good. And then to add my logo, just so that it's kind of like an immediate like eye catcher, they know who they're looking at, I'm going to add another image blocks. Go here, select from library, go to turning out assets, and then we're just going to look for that. There we go. Add my crane logo. Now that that's loaded, I'm just going to just roughly kind of place things how I want them to be. As you can see, there is kind of like this box space here. How you can change that is when you go edit section, you can go fill screen, and now you have space all the way from the top to the bottom, which I do like to edit in just because it gives some space and it makes it so that I can easily kind of craft things together, which I can show you in a minute here. All right, so I have my logo, and then I have this nice space in this photo here, so I'm going to go ahead and add a text box, and I'm going to stretch it out so it kind of has some even spacing, and we're going to keep it on paragraph 2 for now, and I'm going to go ahead and make it so that it's centered, because this will be a linear visual aspect. And we're going to put web design for service-based businesses. Spell that correctly. There we go. Okay, and then for this particular, how I have designed this and kind of what's consistent with more of my website, I'm going to go ahead and put a box around it. So I just clicked on this, and this gives little highlights. And then I'm going to select this one, and it has the blue that I like, and then I'm going to go ahead and make my text light. That way it's more obvious, and I am going to actually go ahead and change to paragraph 1. As you can see, things kind of jumped a little bit, so you just need to move those around. I'm also going to move the spacing so that the spacing is center, or you can do it down, which might look better. I think I'm going to go ahead and go centered. There we go. Okay, web design for service-based businesses. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to continue pulling down my section, making some space for links. So for the links, this is really easy. You're just going to go add block, and then we're going to add buttons. So I'm going to add my button. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not going to write all the links in here, but examples would be you can put my website, you can put newest collection, or if you have a link to a specific like email sign up page, you can do that. So we're just going to duplicate a few. I'm going to say I need 3 or 4 links that are going to be the most pertinent to what I want a client to see on their first impression of going to my links page. I'm also going to adjust this a little bit. Okay, so again, you don't have to do all this adjustment here, but this kind of gives you an idea of how you want it to look in the mobile, since this is where you have to edit it all anyway, but you really don't have to spend too much time getting your spacing correct or all of that. It just helps me visually, but it's not entirely necessary. Like you could have this over here and then your links over here so you don't have to open up any more space. But just so that you get an idea of we're creating a links page, I'm going to edit it this way. So how you add a link is you're going to click on a button, click this, and then you can add a link from there. So I'm going to just add it to my .net. I'm just going to add my link that goes to my home page, and that is going to just be the URL itself. And then that's all done. And then you can check it by just going in, and it should show it. And you could do that to each of your links. And then to write, you would just click this pencil. And then I'm just going to put my website. There we go. All right. So for the next section, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a section. I'm just going to add a blank section again. Let that load. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to go ahead and make this blue. There we go. And then I'm going to add a text box. And I'm just going to kind of do the same thing that I had before. I'm going to put heading 4 so I have a slightly different font. I'm going to change my, make sure that that is light. And I'm going to put, are you ready for a website that is easy to maintain? Just to give an idea, I'm going to go ahead and center it because again, this design is for a linear view. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. And I am going to go ahead and add, take off the fill screen. There we go. That way I can kind of bring it up as far as I need to so that it has some space between, and it'll also make it easier when you go in to edit this. All right, and then I'm going to add another button. Kind of like that, and then I'm going to put inquire now. There we go. If I were to attach in a link, I would just hit that there, and then I would put the URL to my inquiry form link specifically. All right, I'm going to add some space. And the next thing I'm going to do, something that I know that my clients value, I'm going to add another section just so that if I want to change any of these, I don't have to delete things and restructure them every time. All I need to do is edit per section. So we're going to add another section. We're just going to add a blank section. All right. And then I'm going to, again, change the background, go to colors. We'll head and go with the light 2 because I have the blue as the main font colors. You can kind of see that here in my footer. And I'm going to add the block that lets me put in a portfolio. I believe it's the summary block. Yes. All right, and then I'm going to select a page and it's going to show up. I can either add blog posts. So this is also great if you have a blog on your website that you want to bring attention from your social media. Then you can click and you can have your blog posts section up. That's for another video, but you could select your blog. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and put my portfolio because usually if somebody's looking to work with me, then they primarily want to see my portfolio. Okay, so now you can see that my portfolio is here, and I'm going to just go ahead and center that. And I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn off the fill screen just because for mobile I find it's just a lot easier. And I'm totally happy with that spacing for now. Okay, so now we have the main kind of like what I want on the mobile page. So now all I need to do is kind of rearrange it in the mobile view. So we're going to save because we don't want things to be lost when we're in the middle of making them. And I'm going to go mobile view. And as you can see, everything's kind of jumbled up, not spaced right or sized right. So I'm going to start with the top, and I'm just going to start laying out my things in a way that is cohesive, looks pretty, looks good. I'm going to go ahead and make this guy a little smaller. There we go. Bring this up over the top. There we go. And then I'm going to bring my buttons up. I'm going to size them out so that they look nice across different screens. Perfect. Okay, you can see that one's a little bit wider. Don't love that. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to, again, go ahead and get my spacing a little bit more balanced. We're going to spread this out, get the button to look balanced, and I'm going to bring this down. Yep, and this step is really just to make sure that everything that you have is balanced, easy to read, and has a little bit of like a breadth. Depending on your branding, maybe it wouldn't be this open. My branding and look is very open, lots of space and more minimalistic. But yeah, you just want to make it look on brand, which is so nice because you really can control that just by designing a page. And then this, I'm going to go ahead and just edit the design. I'm going to make it so it's not a wall, but it's a carousel. That way I have the two, and then they can kind of scroll through with these buttons. All right, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of space right there, maybe a little bit more, just so that there's, again, more of that open minimalistic space. And I'm also going to take off featured because I don't need that. I believe that should be in here. Design. Yes, and I'm just going to remove the header text because it kind of speaks for itself. And there you go. So that's how you set it up. Just going to adjust that. There you go. That's how you set that up. You just kind of can go through. I would recommend if you sell products, for example, then you could have a space that says shop our newest collection. And it really just makes it so you have your own little ads on your links page and you're in complete control of it. And you could update it easily. You can remove and change sections easily. You can add things. The nice thing about this is that whenever I have a new portfolio piece added, then it will update that. So my newest things are on here. And so, yeah, you can really do so much with your Squarespace website. This is just one of those things. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and save our page here. I'm going to show you how the code that I use, which you'll be able to see that kind of in the comment section of this video or the blog post, which will also be linked if you're watching from YouTube or if you're watching from the blog, it'll be down near the bottom. You can copy and paste it, and it's really easy to insert, and it just removes the header and the footer. And the reason it does this is so that this page, people's eyes are really drawn to the links that you're presenting them with. Or the other factors in here that you want them to see. So I'm going to exit out, and I'm going to just go ahead and pull it from my original links page. I'm going to go to settings, or you can just go ahead and copy the code from the blog or in the captions side of the video. And then I'm going to close that. Now I've copied it. And so how you're going to do it, you're going to go into your links page, go to the setting thing there, and you're going to go to advanced. And then we're going to add code. I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to hit save. And it should refresh. And now you can see that the header and footer is no longer present on my links page. And that's how you do it. You can hit reply on the email if you're getting this through your email. You can comment, or if you have any questions, yeah, just shoot me an email, eternitynow.contact@gmail.com. And I'd love to help you out if you have any more questions. I also do have a service where I can make this for you in your website. It's just a really nice quick service. You just have me access your website and I would build it for you with the unique things that you have on it. So yeah, happy designing, guys.